Phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about it on here. Just thought
How was yours?
it was good.
I'm
We'll
going
chat
to
about
ask you more about it.
it. Okay. Yeah, you know how this goes. So just free, easy, nice, cool, chill.
Relaxed.
Welcome to the Torchcast. This is your host, Kip Ivy. For all you loyal listeners, I'm very sorry for the last 2 weeks of silence. We had some recording issues a couple weeks ago before spring break. We were in the third floor of the library, and we got a noise complaint, and then Jimmy John's arrived rudely in the middle of the show, even though I ordered it 10 minutes before we started. So it didn't work out. But then spring break happened, and now we're back. And what better way to come back to the Torchcast than have Anton Saurini, a third-time returning guest, on the show. What's going on, man?
How's it going, Kip?
It's going really good. So, Anton, we have a few things to talk about before news. First of all, how's your spring break?
My my spring break was phenomenal. I would rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. It'd have to be 10, at 10 being life-changing.
Oh, what'd you do?
I went and hiked through the Smoky Mountains and Georgia and Alabama.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big. Was
I-
it nice out?
It was like 60s most of the time, but it was pretty nice. We had good weather until we went to Alabama, and we met some 60-mile-an-hour winds that we think we met a witch at a restaurant, and she put a curse on us because she blew up our tent with those 60-mile winds.
Wow. You got to watch out for the witches.
Yeah.
But, especially in the South, I think. But I'm glad you had fun. Who'd you go with?
I went with a couple guys from work and a dude from high school.
Nice. That's good times.
How was your spring break, Kip?
Oh, it was good. An eclectic group of things happened. I went to Kentucky with Jake Law, who you know.
Mm-hmm.
We've been on the show with, actually. Went to Kentucky, hung out with him and my parents for a couple days.
Yeah.
Had a job interview one day, a phone interview. Then I went to Grand Rapids, hung out with some friends from high school. Then went to Traverse City with a couple guys.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fun. It was expensive. I bet you spent a lot of money too.
Yeah, spring break is expensive.
Yes.
It's a good time.
Well,
did you get in the woods at all when you were in Kentucky?
no. We went to the Woodford Reserve Distillery.
Has wood in it.
Yeah. Well, it was out there a little bit near Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So, anyway, what else we got? We got St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do to celebrate the Irish holiday?
So I've heard a lot about Irish on Ionia.
Yeah, in Grand Rapids. Yeah.
I've heard a lot of negative things about it. I
Really?
don't know if anyone's went to it, but I've heard just horrible things about it, and I was originally going to that, but since I've been talking to people, I think I don't want to go to it anymore.
Oh.
I'm sorry if you're sponsored by them.
I'm not.
What are you getting into, Kip?
Oh, I don't know. Just hanging out.
Just hanging out?
Hanging out with friends. Just the normal St. Patrick's Day stuff. All right. Couple more things. One, I wanted to ask you about your major, because last time we talked, you were kind of switching majors, a little bit uneasy about what the future holds.
Right.
So what's going on there?
Well, that's a good question, because I think my fence just keeps getting higher every time we talk. And I'm on top of the fence still.
Yeah.
And
so you're on the fence.
Yeah, still on the fence. And so I applied to pharmacy school. I had my interview and everything. I'm waiting to hear if I got accepted, which I think I did.
Nice.
But I'm in it for the wrong reasons.
What does that mean?
It means I'm in it for the money, Kip.
We're all in it for the money.
Right. So I don't know, all these trips outdoors and everything makes me want to move to more natural.
Mm-hmm. You're an outdoorsman.
Right.
You're a nature lover.
Exactly.
But that could be a hobby. I mean, you could do that.
That's what
on
I'm
the
saying.
side.
If you're a pharmacist, you have the financial means to go do something like that as a hobby.
Absolutely, yeah. You sound like my dad. Whenever I say, oh, I want to do this as a job, he's like, why don't you get a job and then you can afford to do that as a hobby?
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So if I do pharmacy for the wrong reasons, I can do my fun things for the right reasons, right?
Yeah. And you know what? You got to make this life livable, as Depeche Mode said.
Yeah, I can't go live on the beach and watch waves all day.
Yeah. Well, you can pull up YouTube videos of waves while at work.
Yeah, perfect.
So, all right, one more thing. I'm a graduating senior in psychology.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more than qualified to make any kind of diagnosis. I could write prescriptions probably.
Perfect.
I'm being sarcastic. My psych professors are probably angry at me saying that. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think the psychology behind... I've noticed a lot of people are dyeing their hair like blue and green and purple and strange colors. Yeah. And I'm not judging. Totally up to you what your hair color is. You should do whatever you want. I just want to know what possesses people to do that. What is the meaning?
Do you think when they were kids, they wanted like their attention from their parents, and they didn't get enough, and they're like, they dye their hair to express themselves? Like, look at me.
There's some root cause. I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to do a little research, and then next week I'll come back with some answers. How's that?
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Kip, can I have my own psychology experiment?
Yeah, you mentioned something about something in the library that bothers you, that you want to know the psychology behind.
I'm not sure if it bothers me. I think it's just weird. Like
it baffles you.
It baffles me. Yeah.
What is that?
The people I walk in, and there's these people. They look like I'm not stereotyping, but they do look like they need to take a shower, and they're always playing really weird games on the computer. Like, why do you come to a public place to do that?
Yeah. I notice it a lot too. Little video games on the computers at the library. The thing is, I would be upset about it if there were computer shortages, but it seems like I can always find a computer at the library, so I don't really get upset about it.
Yeah, it's not a problem. It's just an observation.
And I think I would say that some people can't afford computers, but I honestly think everyone has a computer, no matter how poor you are. That's really ignorant, I know, but seriously, I think everyone has a computer.
It's like a smartphone. Who doesn't have a smartphone with internet connection?
I know. So we'll look into that too for next week. All right, news. You ready for news?
Ready for news.
And stick around, make some comments as we go along.
Yep.
All right. First piece of news. People say that the transition to college life is stressful. Some people, freshman year, will go home every weekend. Some stay. What was your experience like coming to Ferris? I knew you as a freshman. You didn't seem like the go home all the time kind of guy.
No, I did hear from a lot of people, they called Ferris a suitcase college, whether you're going home or going to another school, but I felt like every transition from elementary school to middle school and middle school to high school, and especially high school to college, was very like kind of life shattering. It was a big jump. It was a big jump. Like, I handled it, but I was like, man, this is way harder. Yeah. I feel like our next step into adulthood is going to be the same way.
I think that's the easiest, honestly.
I hope so.
Well, I don't know yet because I still have a month and a half to go. But I think it'll be the easiest because you're going into a workplace, which this is maybe just my personality, but I am kind of at my best when I have a routine going. Like, you wake up and you go to work and you come home, you go to the gym, whatever you do, and you have a routine. College doesn't really offer you the opportunity to have a super solid routine. Because you have classes at every time, weird times of the day. And then you have an event for an RSO one night, and it's not like a routine kind of place. Yeah, so I think the transition to work is going to be smoother, and you start getting paid money. Real money. So you have a little more financial freedom. You go to the Tigers games,
Red Wings games. You probably don't want to go to those right now.
Yeah, I know. It's a really bad time for Detroit sports.
Do you? Speaking of moving into this routine, do you have something lined up for yourself, Kip?
I don't want to say yet because it's not 100% locked down. Maybe in the next week or so I'll know for sure.
Classic psychology major.
Yeah, I'm just being diplomatic. I don't want to get everyone excited and then let you guys down. But hopefully I have something in the works. I'll just say that.
The grandparents listening to this, don't get excited yet.
Yeah. I don't even think my grandparents listen anymore.
They don't? They gave up?
I don't know. Well, I'll call them. That would be really rude to call them and say, hey, did you listen to my show? I haven't called them in months. Yeah. And then, call them for something related to me.
Send money.
Yeah. But anyway, you didn't go home much freshman year?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either. Anyway, interesting, though. All right, another piece of news. Frankie Ballard is headlining Music Takes Action. Yeah. And I didn't know who that was. So before the show, I listened to 2 of his songs. Hated them both. The article outlines a couple people who some like him, some don't. Yeah. I'm not a country music kind of guy, unless it's like older. But yeah.
I had never heard of him either. When the name dropped, I said, who is that? And I looked, and everyone in the room said, I've never heard of him.
You don't strike me as a country music fan.
I'm actually not a huge music fan in general.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a podcast kind of guy?
I actually, when I ride in the car, I'll listen to a podcast or nothing at all. Just my thoughts.
I actually used to be that way. Not since
Yeah?
I came to college was I really a huge music fan. Now I live on music.
Do you?
Yeah.
Jazz music.
Jazz and
Yeah.
a lot of other stuff too, but jazz mainly.
Did you go to the symphony recently?
I went to the symphony. It was like the Ferris chamber orchestra did the whole thing with the symphony. I went to that, and I also went to the jazz concert on the 1st a couple weeks ago.
How was it? I wanted to go.
My favorite one I've been to.
Oh, I missed out.
So good. They had the band director from Central come in as like a guest, and he did a couple solos. He played trumpet and sax, and he absolutely killed it. Andrew Kapanowski, the piano player, killed it.
Yeah.
Riley Fledger, one of the saxophone players who I've come to know, killed it. Everyone did great.
I messed up. I should have went.
I know. I'll text you for the next one.
I'd love to go.
All right, cool. I know you don't like music. At least we can have fun together.
Right.
Anyway, I looked up his music, Frankie Ballard, and it was like a Whiskey and Sunshine or something. As soon as you hear like those, it's a stupid country thing.
Yeah.
But the music video was kind of cool, actually. It was
Was
like
it?
it was like a western-y kind of feel.
Best part of the music was the music video?
Yeah, the only good part. Right? But anyway, doors open at 5 o'clock on March 24th at the hockey rink. So show up for that.
What do you think about that, Kip, that we moved that indoors?
Don't care.
You don't care at all?
No.
I've heard a lot of flack about that.
I have no opinion. Some people, I guess, would prefer it be outside.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to go anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. But everyone else should go.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. So I don't know if you've been listening to the pod lately, but we've had a lot of crime. I'm not doing Crimes of the Week this week, by the way, because I feel like they've been taking up a lot of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to skip it this week. But anyway, a lot of crimes have been the police get called because there's a marijuana complaint in a dorm, and then they show up and there's no marijuana found. And we investigated it this week. I think Andrea Lanhart is the one who wrote the article.
Yeah.
And it turns out people are going and smoking weed in a different location, coming back to the dorms. Someone smells it, reports it.
Mm-hmm.
Police get involved, and then no one gets arrested because there's no weed.
So it was a waste of everyone's time?
I suppose so. And, I think one of the quotes from Jim Cook, a police captain, said that it's not illegal to smoke. It's not illegal, to smell like weed.
Yeah.
So I
can't argue with that.
So I guess people that are smoking weed are doing it. I don't want to say right because there's no real right way to smoke weed, but they're doing it in a way that's not getting them arrested, which I guess is good.
Sounds good to me.
All right, next thing, free housing for students who are taking 6 credits over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
They had this for the last couple of years. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever take advantage of that?
I thought about taking advantage of that, and then I realized they don't have air conditioning in the dorms, and I said, I don't want to take advantage of that anymore.
Somewhere in the dorms would be a little bit rough with the temp, but, you can't beat free.
You can't beat free. As college students, you can't beat free.
True. And you only have to take 6 credits, too.
Right.
So you could hold a job, you could free housing, take credits.
Hang out in Big Rapids. Who wants to do that?
I spent the summer in Big Rapids last summer, and it wasn't that.
Was it horrible?
For me, I'm kind of a mix between introverted and extroverted. Mm-hmm. It gave me an opportunity to kind of embrace my introverted side. I got a lot of reading done. Yeah. I worked a lot, and I just chilled out. It was all right.
Just hung out with like a total of 14 people in Big Rapids over the summer.
It was desolate. But all right, let's move on here to the movie Get Out. One of our reporters wrote about the movie. Did you see Get Out?
I have not.
It's very good.
Is it? It's on the list.
It's very, very good. I saw it twice, actually.
That's how good it is.
Yeah. Moderately scary. Mm-hmm. More of a thriller than a horror movie, really. But it was it was paced out perfectly. It was the perfect length. And it was exciting. I don't know. Just really good. I'm not a movie reviewer. I guess I don't want to try to be too eloquent about it. But it was very, very good.
I'll have to check it out. I was like, yeah, I think I want to watch that. You just bumped it up for me, Kip. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, I got to go watch this.
We should rent it on Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, so I rent movies just on digitally now. Yeah. It's really nice.
Way simpler.
Yeah. And you could go to Family Video and probably do it cheaper, but who wants to leave their house?
Yeah, you don't need to leave your house.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're into breaking the law a little bit, if you like to tiptoe that line, torrenting's even a little bit cheaper than renting on Amazon.
I've never downloaded or watched illegally anything.
Really?
Why start now, I guess. And it's partly morally because I really am a movie fan, and this is going to sound pretentious. I apologize for that, but I really respect actors and directors and everything, and I wouldn't want to steal from them. And also, I'm sure that I would break my computer if I ever tried to do that.
Yeah.
I am not a tech guy.
Way too many viruses.
Yeah. Can Macs get viruses, or is it a rumor that they can't? And I have a Mac.
I've heard that they are just harder to get viruses, so that makes me think if I was a computer guy trying to give people viruses and Macs didn't get them, I'd be like, I want to give Mac users a virus just because they don't get them. Exactly.
Like the CEO of like a computer security company is always the target of hacking because it's like a point of pride to hack someone. Yeah. So if you're trying to give people viruses, a Mac is like the Shangri-La.
Exactly.
That's not the right word, but that's your goal.
Right. The Taj Mahal.
Whatever. Close enough. I don't even know what Shangri-La means.
Neither do I. I was going to run with it.
I think they're a Motown band, the Shangri-Las. So.
Maybe anyway, we could bring them instead of that country singer.
They might be dead. They have a really good song, though, and I can't remember what it's called. I'll look it up. But anyway, Ferris hockey season ends with a 13-19-5 record.
Okay.
So, not great, but hey. We're really on par with Detroit sports right now, Ferris is. So, it's,
Michigan sports.
Exactly. So this is the year of the Mets. I love baseball. I don't love it enough to watch it religiously, but I really like following it. And I'm cheering for the Mets pretty much primarily this year.
Yeah. Did you ever play baseball, Kip?
T-ball.
T-ball. Me too.
Yeah. But I grew up playing hockey. Yeah. A little bit of soccer at the beginning. A little bit of rugby mixed in. Some tennis for a gym credit in high school.
Yeah.
So
soccer and rugby, it sounds like you're from the other side of the world.
I know. And tennis, too.
Yeah. How'd you get into that?
Rugby was introduced at my middle school actually in 7th grade, and I, as a 7th grader, I just wanted to tackle people, and so I joined that. I played just for 7th and 8th grade, and then lacrosse for a couple years, and then tennis senior year of high school because I needed a gym credit.
Right.
I was second to last doubles.
You weren't last, though.
Yeah, I wasn't last. There was one time that the last doubles had to play for the other team because we had a number mismatch. Yeah. So I avoided that. It was good times.
Did you guys have a big high school? Because you had a lot of sports there.
Yeah. We actually didn't have lacrosse until I was in high school, and I played for a different school.
Oh, okay.
When I played. I can't remember how old I was, but yeah. It was a pretty big high school. Granville High School. Go Dogs.
Go Bulldogs.
Yeah, I've been a Bulldog for life. Where'd you go to high school?
Do you know where Gaylord is?
I'm aware that Gaylord is a city. I couldn't point it out, though.
Well, I'm 4 hours southeast of there.
There's nothing closer you can point to?
Well, probably about 20 minutes north of Detroit.
Oh, okay.
If you've heard of Detroit.
Detroit. Is that in New York?
It's Michigan.
Oh,
Lake St. Clair is a pretty big lake over by us.
Gotcha.
We a lot of people I talk to here at Ferris are like, I graduated with 30 people in my class. I had 30 people in a classroom.
Yeah, I probably had 500 in my class. Maybe in my high school. It was a big high school. I don't remember how many people. But
more than one floor.
Yeah, we had psychology and forensic science. We had a lot of cool classes. You're able to do those kind of things when you have a big school.
Yeah, expand your horizons a little bit. Kip, I think we need in high school a life development class. What do you think about that?
I think learn how to balance a checkbook.
Exactly.
Pay taxes. Defensive driving, I think, is a huge thing that people should learn. I'm all kinds of on board. Swimming. Maybe not swimming, but saving somebody who's drowning.
Okay, a lifeguarding kind of deal.
Yeah. CPR. We had to do CPR in my high school.
I almost had to do CPR when I was little. It was just myself and one other kid. And he was chosen to go first and do the mouth-to-mouth to the dummy. Oh, neither of us wanted to do it, and he actually cried so hard the instructor said neither of us had to do it.
Oh, my God. That's one way. It's like getting out of a ticket.
You cry enough, you get out of it.
Yeah, that's good. So what else should be on the life skills class, though?
Well, you kind of stole everything I wanted in mine. I'm sure if I thought on it, I'd come up with something.
All the kind of things you need to call your parents for.
Exactly.
You're filling out a sheet at the emergency room and you have to call your mom. What's this number? All those things you should learn.
Yeah, hey, I'm making spaghetti. How do I boil water? Stuff like that.
Yeah, cooking.
Cooking.
Cooking, to an extent. It'd be maybe a waste to learn how to make like a lasagna or something. Just the standard, like how to make hard-boiled eggs.
Mm-hmm.
If you learn how to make hard-boiled eggs, you can feed your kids. That's all. I mean,
feed them more than ramen noodles.
Yeah, or ramen noodles, however you want to pronounce it.
However you want to get down.
Yeah. Do you say bagel or bagel?
I say bagel.
Okay, good. Jake, he says bagel, which is mind-boggling.
It's like milk.
Yeah.
What do you call the thing on top of a structure, like on top of a house?
The roof?
Or the roof?
I say roof.
I say roof as well.
All right, cool. What do you call... that's all I can think of.
All right.
What? There has to be another word that people mispronounce. Oh, here's one. Reese's.
Reese's?
That's how you say it?
Yeah.
Reese's? Okay. Some people say Reese's, which is just completely idiotic. There's an apostrophe S. There's a guy named Reese, and the candy is his. Those are Reese's cups.
I've never made that connection. I've called it both, but I think I predominantly say Reese's.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just it's objectively incorrect. And then some people take it to another level and say Reese's Pieces, which get a grip.
Come on.
All right, let's move on though. Women's soccer is getting ready for a spring competition, which includes an alumni game, and they're gearing up for next season. They had a rough season. I'll concede that, but they had a lot of seniors leave last year. This year, they're retaining a lot of their people. Only a couple girls are graduating.
Yeah.
So they're in a good spot to swing back this semester.
Did you go to a women's soccer game this year?
Never been.
Never.
Not since my sister played in high school.
Okay. Well, I'll have to text you and take you to one of those.
Okay, cool. I have been to a women's softball.
How was that?
It was freshman year. It was fun. We stumbled across it. Nothing else to do. Yeah, it was with Frank. You know Frank.
Frank Bartolomeo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frankie.
Every time I drive by Pie Lamb, I scream about the obscenities that Frank does to my mother, and they all laugh.
It sounds like a riot. I'm not going to dive into that, really. But.
No, we probably shouldn't.
But, all right, opinion. We have one opinion that I wanted to get into if we have time. Let me see. Let's check the time. Yeah, we have time. It is, someone wrote about not skipping class. How do you feel about skipping class, Anton? Are you throwing your money away?
I never look at it in that manner, mostly because my parents pay for my college. But I really try and go to class because I feel like that's when the teacher drops those subtle hints, like study this for the test, and that's what I want to be there for. I can learn the material outside, but I can't learn those subtle things.
Right. I totally agree. I don't skip class. I don't look at it as kind of a hard and fast rule, never skip class, because sometimes, like, if you have a big thing in the afternoon and you have a morning class, sometimes it just makes sense to skip class.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You really just gotta, you can't live by such hard and fast rules when it comes to class.
Yeah, it's not so black and white.
Correct. But for the most part, rule of thumb, go to class.
Go to class. Yeah.
So I agree with you. Those little things that the teacher says or the professor says that you need to pick up on are important. Anything else you want to mention, Anton?
Have you stumbled across any mind-expanding ideas since the last time we talked, Kip? Anything like, wow, that was really cool, I learned?
I mentioned I went to Woodford Reserve,
Yeah.
The distillery in Kentucky over break, and I'm always amazed at the chemistry behind making bourbon. That was, I've been to distilleries before, but, it's always really cool.
Yeah. Oh,
Anything? Yeah. What about you?
Off the top of my head, no, but as soon as we shut this podcast down, I'll probably tell you for like 30 minutes about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all ears until 9 o'clock.
All right. It sounds like
it's 8:57, so. All right. Well, I think that's all we got. So, Anton, thanks so much for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kip.
Come on again. Only have a few episodes left before I graduate.
Yeah.
So I'd like to have you and Jake on again, and we'll keep getting guests. If anyone wants to come on that's listening, please, if you have anything to say, or you don't even have anything to say and you just want to come on, hit me up. And then we'll see you next week.
Yeah, it's always a good time with Kip. I'd highly recommend it.
That's what everyone says. All right. We'll see you next week, Ferris.